Good morning and welcome to another beautiful day in Kenya. It's actually really nice. We were just commenting about how we kind of like the change in temperature. We can actually sit outside and have a cup of coffee
without sweating,
without feeling like we're just melting. So today we are coming to you from Medina Palms here in Watamu, and we wanted to take the opportunity to address a few or lots of questions that we often get and we have gotten over the last few years about traveling, living in other countries, and particularly doing so as a family with a child. Right. Before we get started, we were just having a conversation about this. We, and by we I mean probably more I, have a tendency to talk a lot and our videos end up getting really long. So we've decided to set ourselves a bit of a challenge. Ina's setting a 45-second timer. There's going to be 15 questions that we have been asked in the past or very recently when we put out a poll on our Instagram, and we're going to do our best to answer within those 45 seconds.
Very quickly.
When the time's up,
time's up.
I guess we have to cut it short. So let's see how we get on. Tell us your life story in 45 seconds. Go.
Okay, so we met in London and then within the same year we moved to Thailand, and then we traveled a lot and lived a little bit in Australia, London, Kenya. We had a baby. We've done a lot of traveling and adventuring, and now we're in Kenya.
Right, I paused it now on 18 seconds left.
Oh really?
Because
I had more time.
I think, yeah, you were getting a bit like flustered.
I was.
Just
I feel like there's no coming back from that.
That was just
chaos.
Like okay, well, if that's the way of things to come, let's move on.
I think we should just do it. It's quick. It's a quick synopsis of who we are and what we're about. So the next question is,
yes,
how do you travel safely with a child? Let's go.
Okay. To be honest, it's just a matter of relaxing a little bit, but also planning and understanding environments that you're going into. We've done a lot of traveling and we've seen some common themes in places, and the main thing for us is where is the nearest hospital if we need it, what is the overall safety within a country, and certain transport rules and things like that.
10 seconds.
There's no guarantee when it comes to safety. Oh, and have a good insurance.
All right, bing bing.
It's an easy one for you.
Yes.
Which country did you give birth, and why did you choose that country?
Okay, that's an easy one. So when we were pregnant, we were in Thailand, and we decided straight away that we were going to give birth in the UK, simply because I think my mom would have never forgiven me if I gave birth elsewhere. She really wanted to be involved in the process, especially after birth, with being there for us. And I actually felt more comfortable being in the UK during that time and being around my family and allowing. I'm looking at the timer. Allowing my family to be involved and allowing to be helped in a way. And obviously Adam's family is also in the UK, and
we also had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So needed all the help we could
wanted backup. So the next question is, I am traveling for the first time with a baby that's under 1 year old, and I'm terrified of getting on that first long haul flight. What advice do you have for new parents that are about to board on a long airplane journey? Does that give you flashbacks?
Yeah, it does.
Let's go.
Okay, so there is nothing that can prepare you. Just, Sulfida, have bottles ready, made up, good to go for the takeoff. And the landing, because of the popping of the ears, is one of the reasons that babies cry the most. So if they're drinking during that time, it helps to keep them settled. That's a really good tip. Number two, when the first long haul flight that we got, found this. Was that it? No way.
Can I give you a little bit more time, because
yes.
I feel like this is the most common asked question.
And it's a little piece of gold that actually really worked for us. The first long haul flight we ever did. We created little goodie bags for all the chairs around us, as a parent, you get to go on the flight first before everybody else. Those people sitting in the nearest vicinity to us, let's say like 8 people, something like that, we put a little bag on their chair. Inside was a note written from Malia saying, "Hi, my name is Malia. I am 4 months old and I've never been on an airplane before. I hope I don't cause you too much trouble during this flight and make too much noise, but hopefully here's a little something that can help," or something along those lines. And inside the bag we put earplugs and sweets like chocolates and things like that, and we put them all around, and people loved it, and it was an instant like icebreaker, and it enabled us to like feel much better about the people around us, and they felt like at least we were aware that we might have a screaming baby. So let us know actually if you've tried it, or if you're gonna try it, let us know in the comments below. Alright, so this is not one of the 15 questions, but we decided to throw in a bonus question because we have a special guest with us now that we can ask. Malia, I just have one question for you. What's your favorite country in the whole world?
It's easy.
England.
Why?
Why England?
Because I can.
Okay, shall I translate? Because my mom and your mom live there.
Because Akka and Nana.
Akka and Nana.
The next question is, I love what you guys do, but I am terrified of taking that first step. How do we warm up? And I'm assuming that because they say we, how do we warm up into it? I'm assuming it's probably a family.
Could even be a couple, not a problem.
What's the?
Wait. She's making me watch something. Okay, good job. Right, so the short answer is you don't warm up into it. If you want to just do something like what we do, I think start with doing a bit of research so that you have your first location set up. Make sure you know where you want to start and stuff like that, and then you just go for it. Yeah, you're kind of winging it a little bit. You prepare
Just
and
do
you
it.
go. Just do it.
Just do it!
All right, so the next question is, my family are against us traveling with a little one due to maybe malaria, yellow fever, dengue, all of those things. How do we deal with that? Let's go.
Don't. You just get over it. No, I mean, look, the reality is you have to feel confident in what you are doing as a parent. So you have to make plans, i.e. we always know where our nearest hospital is. We have a comprehensive insurance that means that if one of us, any of us, does get sick, that we can get the right treatment as quickly as possible. But the reality is, just look at that country and say, okay, are people living there? Does most of the population survive? Then yeah, you can't worry about these things. It's part of life. Beep, 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 beep.
Nice. Okay. So the question is, I'm going to ask you, then I'm going to set a timer. How can you afford to travel so much? That's actually one of the most frequently asked questions that we get. Ready, set, 20.
Okay, firstly, I think it's a slight misconception that we travel all the time, because we actually don't. What we do most is work. I work at a hotel, we work on our travel business, we work on our social media business. We're working a lot, but we plan trips in monthly, like small trips, and from that trip, we'll chop up all the content and try and make a bunch of stuff out of it. So firstly, don't think that we travel all the time, because we really, really don't. And actually, I don't want to travel all the time. So we don't, and it's a mixture of saving up, because I do get a salary here at the hotel, but also sometimes as our channels have started to grow, some places do offer us either discounted or even, if we're very fortunate, complimentary stays in certain places. So it does reduce our costs quite a lot when we do travel. Next question is, what about, and this we get asked this a lot, mostly not online, but mostly by actually friends and family more than anything. So
online too, actually.
What about Malia's education? What on earth are we going to do? I have no idea. Let's go.
All right, so currently Malia is going to a school, Montessori style school, so she's happy, we're happy. It's a very chilled relaxed. That's cool. But going forward, we only have as far as next year planned, and we may have to mix it with between homeschooling and some sort of small schools, depending on where we are and what we're doing, because we are going to travel a lot next year. But that's it. We have a plan until the end of next year, and then after that, we usually do it year by year. That's how we work sort of 1 year in advance, and because we travel a lot. How safe is it to travel / live in Kenya? Ready? Let's go.
Look, no country in the world is safe. No country in the world is 100% safe. However, I will say that being here, there's been no moments at which I felt unsafe, and I would never put my family in a position where I felt they were in danger. So my answer is as safe as it can be.
You have 10 seconds.
I love Kenya.
So next one is, what is your biggest highlight from being in Kenya?
You know, that's a really, really tough question. Because I believe every trip we do has its own highlight. I would say probably one of my favorites is sitting at the top of Taita Hills over the clouds. I'm sure if you guys have seen our videos, you would have seen how beautiful it is. Yeah, I would say Taita Hills, hiking in Taita Hills, anything Taita Hills. I'm a Taita girl. So we have a guest on our channel. Her name is Malia, and she's from Where Next Family. And Malia, if you could live forever in one country, where would it be?
England.
England.
I knew she was going to say that. Why?
Because, and also Nairobi, because in Nairobi there's so many playgrounds in England. But in Nairobi there's so many playgrounds in England, and I have Aka, Nana, Grandad, which is so funny, and you, and also my cousins.
Okay.
So you just miss everybody.
Even Baby Ray.
So basically the UK for family and Nairobi for
the
playgrounds. That's a pretty good answer.
Okay, are you ready? So, will you ever settle anywhere?
No.
She answered it. I don't know, because I've thought yes many times. I've constantly thought like, surely one day we'll get that feeling we want to settle. Sometimes we've even tried to settle, and then after like a few months you start to get the itch. And
Yeah, but I just think we settled in the wrong place. We settled in the UK.
if we are going to settle somewhere, we haven't found it yet. That's what I'll say.
Alright, so the next one is, do you guys, i.e. us, ever have disagreements?
I don't think there's anyone in this world that doesn't have disagreements. Everyone has disagreements. I think for us, we just bicker.
We had this conversation the other day, right? We don't argue, we bicker.
don't argue, it's like little, you know. But considering that we are actually business partners, I feel like we get on very, very well compared to a lot of other people who can't do business together. So we do argue sometimes, very rare serious arguments, very, very, very rare. But we bicker, like everybody.
All right, so that was however many questions that was.
15, I think.
15 questions or something about us, asked by you lovely people, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If there was anything that's a burning question in your mind that you wish we had answered, that you would like to know, here's a challenge. Comment down below with anything that you would like to know. It's your opportunity to ask us anything. About
don't be boring. Like,
no, let's get interesting.
Most of them are like, standard questions, but ask, any question.
Anything you want, whether it's about
questions.
us here in Kenya, our future, our past, anything you want, and we will do our best to answer them in another one of these, if you like it. If the reviews are terrible, then maybe we won't do another Q&A, but hopefully you did like it. If you did, as always, please click the like button. If you didn't like it, don't click the dislike button. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, because every person that subscribes, we send out a digital hug to you. And
this is it.
thank
See
you
you
very
guys
much.
in the next one.
See you next time.
Bye.